Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the marketplace. Coming up, the impact of power cuts and water shortages. Small business operators in the Ashanti region share their experiences. Coming up, tomato traders and transporters fear a potential withdrawal of Burkina Faso and Mali from the ECOWAS could adversely affect the supply of tomatoes to the Ghanaian market.
Expect the prices to reduce anytime soon. The prices are increasing because of the situation in Burkina Faso.
Plus, customs housing agents call on government to remove some outmoded taxes on importation at the ports.
State warehouse rent and interest charge. There are taxes that the government needs to take it out of the schedule, because when we talk about interest charge, what is interest charge?
My name is Daryl. Kwawu. Thanks for being with us. Details coming up. Thanks for staying with us, everyone. Now, small business operators, including washing bays in the Ashanti region, are worried about the impact of the rampant power cuts on the operations. The region has experienced regular unannounced power cuts in recent times, with some residents thinking about the return of doomsday. The businesses are unhappy with the current power situation. Here's more in this report.
In the last few weeks, many parts of the country have experienced long durations of power outages, with some areas staying without electricity for close to 12 hours. Government refuted claims of a return of the popular load-shedding regime, otherwise known as doomsday. Many businesses and households in the Ashanti region continue to reel under the impact of the incessant power cuts. We are facing a hard time. Muslims will begin their fasting soon and have brought their carpets for us to wash. Some customers refuse to do business with us when we say there are no lights. Therefore, we are pleading with the government to come to our aid. The situation is affecting two of the region's major water treatment plants and booster stations. The Ghana Water Limited announced its intention to shut down the Barakesi and Achiasi booster stations due to what they described as planned maintenance works being conducted by the Electricity Company of Ghana. Here is PRO of the water company, Ebenezer Padina.
The release is in reference to ECG's planned maintenance schedule that it has released as a sister company, where we would also be affected because Barakesi and Ashanti will be going off. It is needed that we also inform our customers so that we all plan and then save water, store water, use water judiciously, so that during these times or dates there wouldn't be any impact on us. As Ghana Water, we are always ready, and we assure our customers that we would resume production immediately each day after power is restored.
Meaning it's going to begin from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes, please.
The shutdown is expected to deny 80% of households in the Greater Kumasi metropolis water. These washing bay attendants must grapple with the erratic power cuts and its resultant intermittent water shortages. Fixing machines is very expensive nowadays, so it's better the ECG informs us before cutting off the power. My two motors got bent due to the power outage. In the absence of lights, we are unable to work to make money at the end of the day, since we do not get water for use. Economic activities across the region is gradually grinding to a halt. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweku.
Now, the Ghana National Tomato Traders and Transporters Association fears a potential withdrawal of Burkina Faso and Mali from the ECOWAS could adversely affect the supply of tomatoes to the Ghanaian market, following the announcement by the two junta-led countries to exit the regional bloc. The traders say strict demands, including their ID cards are now required at the checkpoints. Already, there's a threefold upsurge in prices of tomato owing to the high exchange rate of the CFA franc, scarcity of tomatoes, and influx of unauthorized sale of other brands. Emmanuel Bright quickly reports.
50 there. Me 100.
Madia sells tomatoes at the racecourse market in Kumasi. She explains the prices of the commodity aggregated into smaller quantities on the markets.
It depends on the price. If the price is reduced, I will aggregate more of the tomatoes to sell at a lower price.
20 something 20 cities.
The price of the commodity has in recent times seen an astronomical increase on the local markets. A box of tomatoes sold at 600 Ghana cedis in the preceding year now goes for a minimum of 2,100 Ghana cedis per the imported box. Retailers of the commodity continue to blame the price hikes to high exchange rates.
We do not expect the prices to reduce anytime soon. The prices are increasing because of the situation in Burkina Faso.
Other vendors are attributing the price upsurge to the influx of some unauthorized sale of the commodity. They explain the sale of the tomato fruits, usually packaged in paper boxes as these, is affecting the market.
Because of those who sell the paper boxes, I have no money now. We can't find tomatoes to buy from any part of the country.
The ECOWAS imposed sanctions on Burkina Faso following a military overthrow, which subsequently saw the junta-led countries revoke its membership in the regional bloc. But could this pose a threat to the Ghanaian market, as Burkina Faso is the sole supplier of tomatoes to the country? Eric Osetofo is the national chairman of the Ghana National Tomato Traders and Transporters Association.
You know, ECOWAS, they have free movement of goods, free movement of people and everything. But right now, you have to, when you get there, formally they were not asking of our identity. But right now, when we get there, they want everybody on board of the vehicle to give out his or her identity before you giving passage. It's one of the matters that it's causing us a problem.
For Joy Business, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
We are headed for the ports now, and Vice President of the Association of Customs Housing Agents Ghana, Philip Bedu-Mensah, is urging the government to remove some outmoded taxes on importation at the ports. According to him, the removal of state warehouse rent, interest charges, and the COVID-19 levy charged on importations will enhance the ease of doing business whilst making port operations competitive within the sub-region. He spoke to Joy Business after the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority made public its first-time released study report in Accra.
State warehouse rent and interest charge, they are taxes that the government needs to take it out of the schedule, because when we talk about interest charge, what is interest charge? At first, in the 70s, importers were giving money to go to the market and bring goods. So when you bring the goods and you are not clearing them on time, then there's interest on the money they have given you. That's where government take the interest. But today, nobody is giving anybody's money. So the goods have come at the port and you are charging interest on them. These are the charges we are trying to speak to the authorities to take it away. And then again, when we talk about state warehouse rent, the goods are not in the hands of the state. It is in the hands of private operators. But the state is taking rent, which is not applicable in this modern era. Because at first, in the olden days where these state warehouse rents were applicable, where the time even containerization has not even started coming to the state. So goods were put in at the state warehouse. So that is where the state was in control of the goods. So when we say a state warehouse is applicable, we understand. But not today, that the goods are in the hands of the private operators, that they are taking taking care. They are having their securities, their guards guiding the containers. And you, the government, you are taking advantage of it, taking the money. And again, we talk about this COVID levy. We have come a long way. Over 2 years now since COVID has been departed from us. But the state is still taking advantage of taking this levy to recover whatever cost they have. We are, as policymakers, we are pleading with the state to ensure that these few taxes that I've mentioned, if they can do away with them so that it will reduce the cost of doing business at the port for us.
Now, Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industry, Kwawu, has underscored the need for more research to put the industry sector in the right direction. His hopeful research work could be commercialized to drive private sector development. He spoke at the Africa Research and Innovation Commercialization Summit held in Accra.
The Africa Research and Innovation Commercialization Summit is aimed at bringing the gap between research and tangible market-ready product and service. The maiden edition was held on the theme From Labs to Market, Creating Viable and Inclusive Change and Innovation Market for Sustainable Socio-Economic Development. Speaking at the summit, the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chumakobwa, said government can lead in research for industry.
Did research and development facilitate innovation because they provide the necessary data and insights to launch new products and services relevant within our industrial space. A number of businesses today run simulations and model data through research and development. This can save a lot of money. It makes it easy to highlight issues and potential setbacks right at the start of the project. In the process, minimizing costs and then minimizing delays. Therefore, the importance of research and innovation cannot be overemphasized. Unfortunately, however, research works, if not utilized, becomes redundant.
The Chief Executive Officer of Heritage Lab, the organizers of the summit, Daryl Dazi, said the summit is to provide a dynamic platform for addressing pressing ecosystem challenges, promote collaboration, and drive innovation across Africa.
For us, the key distinction between the world's advanced economies and Africa lies in the unparalleled utilization of science, technology, innovation, and research. Today, we are determined to right-situate the narrative. I, particularly, am not keen on seeing the next generation of Africans continue to be saddled with finding answers to our socioeconomic woes and poverty.
You're watching The Marketplace. Well, on Tuesday, President Akufo-Addo announced a series of tax incentives for the film industry in Ghana during his State of the Nation address. Now, as part of efforts to support the production of quality films and content, the president said that the government, through the National Film Authority, is aiming to increase the cinema infrastructure in Ghana and on the continent and to make Ghana a preferred destination for film production. Take a listen.
Speaker, the National Museum Gallery, which had been closed down since 2015, has also been fully refurbished. It attracted over 35 visitors in 2023, and I'm particularly pleased the school children form a good part of the visitors to these sites. The first ever Kente Museum, aimed at preserving the cultural heritage in Ghana, has been built at Bunwe in the Ashanti region and was recently commissioned by the Second Lady. Preparatory works and designs for the construction of the Heroes Park, a museum to commemorate the founding fathers of Ghana, the Big Six, J.B. Dankwa, Emmanuel Obeche Bilamche, Edward Akufo-Addo, Ebenezer Akwaje, William Uforiata, Kwame Nkrumah, were completed in December 2023, and construction will commence very soon. Mr. Speaker, government through the National Film Authority is committed to supporting the production of world-class content and films, as well as increasing the cinema infrastructure in Ghana and by extension on the continent. To this end, a favorable fiscal tax regime for cinema projects, including income tax and VAT incentives, import duty exemptions on film production equipment, 20% tax rebate for strategic film productions and film financing reliefs is being elaborated by cabinet, which will be outdoored very soon and should provide another tangible reason for the choice of Ghana as a film production country.
All right, President Akufo-Addo, they are announcing a series of tax incentives for the film industry, but how does this tie into the demands of industry players who have long called for a much more robust ecosystem for them to thrive? Culture journalist with myjoyonline.com, Kenneth Aochidako, joins me with some analysis on this edition of Show Business. Ken, great to have you in the studio. So the president clearly recognizes the challenges, has made pronouncements as a measure. But does this put the industry problems to bed?
So, Daryl, there have been many times that you have seen very big budget, productions. For instance, you've seen Beast of No Nation, and most recently you saw the Super Bowl commercial that was shot here in Ghana. So, a lot of the time, people have talked about how these big budgets, productions have taken place in Ghana, have created magic basically in Ghana, and people begin to wonder how come the local film scene is not seeing that same amount of quality. And so from the jump, it is clear that the challenges are there. A lot of the experts have also, talked about these things, but to have the president recognize this at, a platform as big as the State of the Nation's address is something that, is very pivotal. So basically, it's still early days here to talk about whether or not it is, is good enough that he has mentioned it, but I mean, implementation is also another thing.
How has the industry reacted to this, though?
So it has, received a mixed reaction. There's the one part of it that, basically the acknowledgement that the challenges exist are one thing, because if you don't identify the problem, solving it becomes another issue. So there is that part of it, but there is also a school of thought that indicate that there is this same administration that has, promised some, incentives in the past. I mean, for instance, there has been the promise that there's going to be the building of, theaters in certain regions across the country, and that particular infrastructure is yet to materialize. There are some other issues, talking about the building of studios that was also promised in, the NPP's administration when they were coming into the second term. These things are very, some of the things that bring some sort of doubt into the, the minds of stakeholders who have looked forward to, some facelifts in the movie industry. So basically, it is something that is getting mixed reaction from different parts of the, movie or the cinema culture, both from the producers themselves and also the art lovers, the fans as well.
So how do we capitalize on this if it materializes, though?
So, for instance, government is talking about some tax rebates. It's been talking about some incentives. It's been talking about, some other modalities. For instance, for importing, those who are importing, cinema or film-related equipment to do productions here in Ghana. The government, as we heard the president say, is working on getting some sort of exemptions for them when they're importing some of these equipment, for instance. So what can be done going forward is that there should be a clear-cut outline of the criteria that is going to be used to, get some of these rebates for people or filmmakers or local filmmakers who are actually in need of these, equipment as well. When it comes to tax incentives as well, maybe there could be a very streamlined, system where local filmmakers are prioritizing this sort of venture, because funding is a big deal when it comes to movie making here in Ghana, because that is, as we pointed from the beginning, it is one of the reasons why the film industry has been going down here in Ghana. For which reason it is necessary that some of these tax rebates are done in a very streamlined way so that the local filmmakers benefit, so that our stories or our arts and culture that are being portrayed here in Ghana can be heard in the foreign land as well, in a very more, contextualized way.
All right, Kenneth Aochidako, thank you so much. It's Ghana Month already. I'm sure you're going to be talking a lot in the coming days.
Yes, we're going to be doing more about Ghana Month because it's, we need to celebrate Ghana. We're in the month this month.
Exactly, so exactly.
Enjoy. It's big for us.
Thank you. The only culture journalist in Ghana. Kenneth Aochidako with Show Business. I appreciate it. Well, more news for you on the marketplace. As part of measures to increase financing in their Greek value chain, Agre Impact Council says there is a need for more sensitization programs for farmers. According to Deputy Chief Executive Julie Ashanti, this is key to addressing unemployment within the economy. She spoke to Joy Business at the signing of an MOU with the Kwawu University of Science and Technology.
The Agre Impact under Happy Program MOU with KNUST is to leverage on their e-learning infrastructure to build a new cadre of over 500 youth who will use ICT to create enterprises in the agribusiness space.
Our primary goal is to create dignified and fulfilling jobs for 326,000 young women, young men, and then persons with disability. This project is being supported by the MasterCard Foundation, and it is part of their bigger plan to create jobs for 3 million young persons in Ghana, and especially with a focus on young women. So we are picking these 4 value chains, which is rice, soya, poultry and tomatoes, and we've brought together these partners who have years of experience working in all these 4 value chains to work together to increase production and productivity, to also increase value addition, market access, and enterprise development. And then lastly, we're also looking at policy issues. So we are looking at policy issues that will address youth involvement in agri. We are looking at policy issues that will address the role of persons with disability in the agricultural space, and we are also looking at policies that can transform the 4 value chains.
The Harnessing Agriculture Productivity and Prosperity for Youth will create over 300,000 jobs. Over 100,000 tons of food will be produced as part of the project.
Now, the Ghanaian youth would need to look beyond academic qualifications and be equipped with entrepreneurial skills to be gainfully employed. Human capital expert and coordinator of the Akufo Scholars Program, Dr. Pascal Brenya, says overcoming the complexities of the world of work will require additional skill set. He is leading a youth-oriented program under the auspices of former President Akufo to engage students in tertiary institutions in developing career and leadership skills. Clinton Yeboah has more in the following report.
The Statistical Service, over 1.5 million youth between the ages of 15 and 24 are classified as neither employed, educated nor trained. Fresh students enter tertiary education unsure of their future career path, yet overwhelmed by the myriad of options available to them. It has become imperative that students and young people are equipped not only with academic knowledge, but also with the tools and skills required by employers and entrepreneurship initiatives. A student engagement dubbed What I Wish I Knew in Level 100 by the Akufo Scholars Program assembled industry and human resource experts to empower students to take risks, pursue their passion, and overcome academic and professional obstacles. Human capital expert and coordinator of the Akufo Scholars Program, Dr. Pascal Brenya, is admonishing young people to adopt strategies to blend co-curricular activities and academics for capacity advancement.
Just having a degree for 4 years is not enough. You won't be the only person who have that degree. I have always said that we need an engineer who is a pilot. Anything that you can do apart from academics that can also prepare you. So while you are waiting for the good job to come, you can pick up a job and make a difference. Everybody looking to work to get paid. We need people who also have a mindset of being able to create a job to employ other people. We need that, and that is how we need to challenge the status quo. So today our conclusion has been that just don't be average, live average and die average. When you do that, you are not relevant. But for you to be relevant, you need to go above averageness.
The program, in partnership with the KNUST School of Business, also equipped beneficiaries with assertiveness, communication skills, and leadership qualities. Rahel Alabila is the president of the Akufo Scholars Program, KNUST chapter.
What I Wish I Knew in Level 100 is a program we organize to give the freshers especially an opportunity to know what we did wrong and how they can do those things differently to enhance their stay on campus.
Speakers Dr. Patrick Achia, a health officer, KSB Career Services Administrator Mami Dentu, and former KNUST SRC President Frank Owusu were excited to facilitate the personal growth occasion.
We've not had a lot of awakening, that's how I'll put it, because most of us lack mentorship right from SHS, right from, our very basic level of education.
I believe that if leadership is right and we're able to set our art right, our youthful population will stay here and they would help in the nation building of the continent.
Some students shared their experiences as they sought more career development opportunities.
The world out there is so competitive, but then if you are bold and then you go out there, you get it. This program should be held in various universities.
Reporting for Joy News, Clinton Yabua.
And there's more news on our website, plenty to read over the weekend, myjoyonline.com/business. We don't have space to accommodate graduates from tertiary institutions. That's according to the Ghana Employers Association. There's been so much noise about unemployment in the country this week. Also, Ghana is losing competitiveness in West Africa due to rising costs of doing business. That's according to the AGI. I think that from the PM Express Business Edition program, you should catch that program on our YouTube channels. And so the latest stories on myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week.